Now about the end behavior. What do you notice about the degree first? That's what I look at first.
Even.
It's even. Even means that they're going to do the same thing on both sides.
Yeah.
Even I like because it's the same thing. You just have to figure out what same thing it's doing. It's negative, so what does it make sense that it would be doing if it's negative? It's falling. It's falling on both sides, right? Falls to left, falls to the right. X-intercept? How do I find the x-intercept?
0.
Not plug in 0, said it equals. So if we want to factor this, what do you notice you can... I do think we should factor something out, but I think we should factor more than -1 out. What can you take out?
X squared.
Negative x squared. That's the way you're going to have to factor this one, because you can take the x squared out of everything. And I do suggest taking the negative out, because it's going to make it a lot easier to factor, because now everything's positive, isn't it? Whoops. That's not supposed to be squared. Factors of 16 that add to 8.
8. Oh, wait.
4 and 4?
Yeah.
So we get negative x squared times x plus 4. Can I just write that as squared? Are we okay with that? Equal to 0. Bring that equal 0 down. So now you have negative x squared equals 0 and x plus 4 equals 0. What happens with the negative x squared? Can divide out the negative and take the square root. The square root is 0. 0? Yeah? What's the multiplicity of that one? Look at the exponent on it.
2.
It had a multiplicity of 2. 0 has a multiplicity of 2. And then we get x equals -4. Look back at the problem. What was the exponent on that?
2.
So what does that mean is happening for both of these?
Bound.
Both of these are bouncing. This is going to bounce. And this one's going to bounce. What is my y-intercept here? -0 x to the 4th minus 8 times 0 cubed minus 16 times 0 squared. What is it? It's just 0. Symmetry? Are we working on it? Watch, there's lots of negatives here, so make sure you only cancel the negatives when they're supposed to cancel after you've taken care of the exponent. The y-intercept is 0, because when you plug in 0, you just get 0. What did it freeze again? It's not catching up. Did we notice anything about the symmetry yet? Anybody? You should have gotten that it's negative x to the 4th, but then it changes to plus 8x cubed because it stays negative and two negatives make it positive, and then it stays minus 16x squared. So is that the same?
Yes.
Is it the exact opposite?
No.
The even one stayed the same and the odd ones changed, so this is neither. There's no symmetry on this one. None. No symmetry. How many turns can this have?
3.
4 minus 1 is 3 turns max. So if I graph this real quick up there. Graph the intercepts first. The intercepts are 0, -4, and 0. So the x-intercept and the y-intercept actually share that 0 spot. 0, -4. And then we think about what direction does this have to face? It's going to face down, isn't it? Didn't say that they're going to fall on both sides, so it's going to be pointing down on both sides. As I approach that, so it's going to come from here. As I approach that intercept, what's it going to do?
Go through.
What did we say?
It's going
gonna bounce. It was an even multiplicity, so it's gonna bounce. And then eventually it's gotta go back to that other one, right? So this is where we get our second turn, and then it's gonna bounce again, and you get your third turn, and you graph it. Again, if you want to, you can put this in your calculator. It'll give you that shape, if the shape is a hard thing for you to visualize. But it should make sense at that shape, because it's gotta bounce. And you gotta hit each of those points. So you gotta turn to bounce back up. Good? Questions? I will send you the last one. The last one is a little different.